My name is Beth Williams. I'm a yoga teacher and a personal trainer. Today's class is Warrior Fit, Strength Training for Yogis. So some of the things you'll want to grab today for the practice are some weights, a couple of 15-pound weights, a couple of 10-pound weights, and a couple of 5-pound weights. Also have some looped bands here. You got a medium resistance and a heavy resistance. So a couple of bands. You also might want to have a couple of yoga blocks, and definitely make sure you have a blanket for today. All right, I have a towel and a bottle of water just in case I need it. So we're going to start off today with some T-spine mobility drills. So working with rotating the rib cage spine, hope to open up the shoulders and the spinal column, and also to access your core. So what you're going to need to begin is your blanket. And so you'll want to double that over so that when you're lying on your side, your head is in line with your spine. So I'm going to start here on the right side with my right arm out 90 degrees of the body. And we'll just have the knees stacked so that the knees are a little bit higher than the top of the pelvis, or in line with the navel here. Knees are bent 90 degrees, and you'll start with your left palm on top of the right palm here. One thing to keep in mind is that you want to have your eyes in line with your top thumb the entire time, so throughout the rotation. Okay, here we go. So we're going to breathe in and reach that left arm up towards the sky. Remember, keep your eyes on that top thumb, taking the arm out as far as you can get it. Maybe bringing that left shoulder to the floor. It's okay if it doesn't reach. And then exhaling, you'll take that left palm to meet the right palm again, back to the starting position. All right, inhale, take the left arm up and out, rotating from the rib cage, from the spine. And exhaling to return, left palm on top of right palm. So let's do that a few more times here. There's no rush. Moving with the breath. One thing that's important is to try to keep your knees squeezing towards each other, and to try not to let that top knee, that left knee in this case, to slide back away from the right knee. So we're really trying to maintain symmetry through those two stacked legs. Finishing up one more round here. Beautiful. And then we'll switch over to the other side. So you can just roll to your left side. Bring your left arm out, 90 degrees at the body, stack the knees. Remembering to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, keep the knees symmetrically stacked the whole time. Our starting position, the right palm on top of the left palm. We're going to inhale to reach that right arm up and rotating upper ribcage spine to the right as you look to the right thumb, and exhaling, returning the right palm on top of the left palm. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling as you move up and outwards into that rotation, into that twist. And exhaling as you return to the starting position. And two more rounds here. Beautiful. Coming back to that starting position. And then from here, let's press ourselves up. And you can just flatten that blanket and move it off to the side. We're going to come onto our backs for some bridge ups. This is still the warm up, so we're not, going for our greatest strength and power here. The arms will be alongside the body and the feet about hip distance apart. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to have our heels lifted here. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your hips up about 6 to 8 inches. And as you inhale, just go ahead and lower your hips straight down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. So just firing up those gluteal muscles. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 5 more like that. See if you can keep your heels lifted as you lift and lower. 4 more. And 3, 2, last one. And lowering the hips down. Bring your feet further away from your bottom so your knees are bent 90 degrees. Grab a block, place that block in between your inner upper thighs, and lift your toes and your ball mounds of your feet so that your heels are rooting down into the mat. Keep the heels rooting down, and now as you exhale, lift your hips about 6 to 8 inches, and inhale to lower the hips back down to the floor. Do that 10 total times. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Feeling the gluteal muscles working, upper hamstrings working. And 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lowering the hips down. Go ahead and take the block out. Set the block aside. And now this time, let's bring the soles of the feet together. The knees will be out. Don't let the legs hang out to the sides. You want to keep the inner thighs a bit active here. The knees will lift a little bit. We'll do some bridge ups this way. So as you exhale, lifting your hips, squeezing your butt. Inhale, lower the hips. See if you can lower them equally from right to left. Exhale to lift, squeezing. Inhale to lower. You'll notice you won't be able to lift as high. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Squeeze to lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Last 5. Lower. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. The last one, guys. And lower. Good. Bring your knees together. Rock up. Grab your red band. Place your red band around your feet and all the way up to the upper thighs, so they're above the knees. And come onto your right side. So using your right arm to rest your cheek onto. Stacking the knees should be below the height of the hips on this one. The knees should be about 90 degrees. Lift the right side of your waistline, keeping the shoulder and the head down on the floor. You can either have your left fingertips on the floor left hand to left hip, or left hand reaching towards the sky. Here we go. As you exhale, lift your top leg, keeping your inner edges of your feet together. Inhale, connect the two legs together there. And exhale, lift that left thigh. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Are you keeping your waistline lifted away from the floor? Exhale, lift. Good. Keep going. Are you maintaining the stability through your rib cage, through your pelvis, not letting the pelvis roll back? So that's 10. Let's do 5 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very good. Let's do the other side. I'm just going to sit up and transfer over to the other side here. So I'm still facing you. And just checking to make sure. Knees are stacked, inner edges of feet are together. Lifting through that left waist line. And either your right fingertips on the floor, hand to the hip, or reaching fingertips towards the sky. All right, let's go here. Take a breath in before you begin. As you exhale, lift that right thigh away from the left. Keep the inner edges of the feet together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Good. Working those outer hip muscles. Keeping the rib cage pretty stable, waistline lifted, pelvis from rocking forward and back. Let's go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press yourself up. Let's remove the band from the thighs. We'll do one more warm up on our back. Some leg lifts here. So lowering yourself down to your back, taking your hands, palms down under your bottom, straightening the legs. And on your exhale, lift your right leg to where you can still maintain your neutral lumbar curve. And inhale, slowly lower that right leg to the floor. Let's do the other side. Exhale, lift the left leg. I like to point my toes here. And lower down nice and slow and controlled on the in-breath. Exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale to lower. And right leg. And lower. Left leg. And lower. Right leg. Lower. Left. Lower. 5 more each side. Right leg lifts and lowers. Left and lower. 4 more right lifts and lower. Left, lower. Right and lower. Keeping those quads engaged. Left leg lifts and lowers. Last 2 rounds, repetitions here. Left leg lifts and lowers. And right lifts, lower, left lifts, and lower. Removing the hands out from behind your bottom. Rock and roll up. Let's make our way into a downward facing dog pose. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Curl your toes under, lift your knees and your hips up and back. Making that inverted V with the body, tailbone lifts. Breath smooths out. Exhaling out this breath, and you can either walk or hop your feet forward to the top of the mat. When you get to the top of the mat, slide your hands up to the top so the shins coming into a halfway lift. So your spine is neutral here. On your exhale, forward fold from your hips, hands to the floor, relax the head. And then both hands to the hips, shoulders on the back. And as you inhale, rising up to standing. Good, release the hands down next to the hips. Let's grab our yellow band. Place the band to the outsides of the hands like so. Start with your elbows bent about 90 degrees. So we're going to be doing some balancing work here. Also working the upper back, emulating a row into a warrior 3. So we'll start off by balancing on the left foot. And so we'll lift the right knee up. Taking a breath in as you take the right leg back. Straighten the arms and hinge forward from that left hip. Some resistance into the band with your hands. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, standing up straight and lifting the right knee and thigh. And we'll inhale again, take the right leg back, straighten the arms, warrior 3. Pressure into the band here. And exhale, standing, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, lift the right thigh. 3 more times. Inhaling, warrior 3. Exhaling, standing, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, lift the right thigh. Twice more, inhale, warrior 3. Exhaling, squeeze shoulder blades towards each other, standing tall, lift that right knee. Last time. And if I said last time before, we're doing it again. Good, exhale, come to stand. So much focus and concentration here. Good, release the right leg down. Take the band off of your hands for a moment. You can wiggle your fingers around a little bit. And then we'll do that on the other side. So looping that band, balancing into the right foot. Elbows are bent 90 degrees. Lifting the left knee as high as you comfortably can. And inhaling, taking that left leg back, arms forward, warrior 3. Press your hands out into the band. Exhale, a row, squeeze shoulder blades together, stand tall, lift the left thigh. Good, inhale, warrior 3. Those left glutes are active. Exhale, standing row, lift the left thigh. 3 more. Steady, steady. Really focusing on keeping that grounded foot rooting down. 2 more. Last one. Wow, about lost it there. All right, a little bit of balance play. Then with that band for now, we're gonna work with our squats next. So let's grab one 15-pound weight. And place that weight just right at the chest with the elbows bent here. Find your squat stance. Rotating the thighs and the feet out. Just about 45 degrees, maybe slightly less. Right, here we go. Inhale, sit those hips back into your squat. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, rise. Inhale, squat. Exhale, rise. Inhale, squat. Exhale, rise. Inhale, squat. Exhale, rise. Inhale, squat. And rise. Keep moving with your own rhythm here. Really feeling the strength of your legs. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Okay. So your choice. You can either do a chest press coming onto your back, or you can do some push-ups. So I'll let you choose, and you can either have your knees down if you're doing push-ups, or knees up like a plank. So wide hand version for your push-ups today. Just seeing how many you can do in good form. Okay, here we go. Chest press or push-up. Go ahead and begin. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you push. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. Don't lower your head below the height of your spine. Those of you doing push-ups, see if you can do 3 more. Last one. Oh, yeah, okay. Beautiful. You might take a little child's pose. Those of you that were doing your push-ups. All right. So here we're going to use our blanket for a hamstring curl. So get your blanket. Place the blanket off of your mat. So on the edge of your mat. So this works best if you have hardwood floor. Doesn't work at all if you have carpet. So you may have to watch this clip and then go into your kitchen and do a little bit of this hamstring work there. Okay, so we're gonna have our bottom pretty close to the edge of the mat. Okay. Lower yourself down, all the way down to your back. And if you'd like, you can hold on to the mat with your hands, with your arms alongside your body if you need a little extra support. So hopefully I don't run out of room here. Pretty close to the wall. So you're gonna lift the hips just like you would in a bridge. And then on an inhale, you're gonna straighten your legs. They probably won't straighten all the way. Notice how I lift the toes and the ball mound. And exhale and pull the blanket towards the mat, towards the bottom. So 10 all together. Inhaling, pushing the legs away. Exhale, use your hamstrings and your glutes to pull the mat or the blanket in towards the mat. Now if that's too much for you, if you feel like you're getting a cramp, you can do this with your hips on the floor. Just push down through the heels, like you're digging your heels into the blanket, and you'll get more engagement through your hamstrings, but it won't be as intense as when your hips were lifted, okay? So 4 or 5 more, everyone. Last one. Okay, so it's a kind of a quick spurt of emotion. Really gets that powerful hamstring, or those powerful hamstrings developed. Okay, so let's work with our plank row. We're going to use one weight, that's it. And since we're doing planks, then we'll use our 10-pound weight. So find your 10-pounder. Now, if this just isn't something that you feel like you're able to do, you can lift your left leg up, keep your right knee down, and do a single arm row like this. Okay, but if you would like to challenge yourself and go into plank here, you might take your feet about as wide as your mat. Take the weight that's in the right hand a little further back, and exhale, lift. And you might notice that I've shifted my weight a little bit to the left to do this. Exhale, pull, inhale, lower. Okay, 5 more, guys. Then lower that weight. Switch to the other side. So the right hand is down, the left hand holds the weight. You might keep your left knee down and lift your right leg and work your single arm row that way. Or you might come into your plank. Here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Five more. And last one. Good, lower your knees. Nicely done. Okay. So come into downward facing dog pose next. And either lightly walk or hop your feet forward to the top of your mat. And when you get there, inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, reach your arms out and up. And exhale, sweep your arms down, bring your hands to your heart center. Good.
So let's come back around to that warrior 3 row variation. So you're going to grab your yellow band, place them to the outsides of the hand. Let's start balancing on the right foot. Elbows in, lift the left knee. We're balancing on the right foot. Good, and so we're going to inhale, warrior 3. Nice and slow as you take that left leg back, you hinge from the right hip. Exhale, rising up, lift the left thigh. Inhale, warrior 3. Feel some tensioning on that strap. Exhale, rise. See if you can maintain the steadiness through that right foot here as you transition. Last time. Standing on your 2 feet, release the band from around your hands. Just give your fingers a little wiggle. Setting up for the second side, balancing on the left foot. Lifting that right knee. Inhale, warrior 3. Hinging from that left hip, take the right leg back there, guys. Exhale, stand. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, rise. Inhale, warrior 3. And rise. Last 2. And 1. Awesome. I did that without losing my balance that time, which doesn't happen that often. Usually I lose my balance. Okay, so squats are next. This time you're going to use 2 10-pound weights. And you're going to hold one in each hand, and you might have them so you're cupping the head of the dumbbell like so. Or if that doesn't feel quite right, you can hold them the way you normally would. The arms are going to be straight. So find your squat stance. Chest is lifted. Inhale, sit those hips back. Notice how I have the weights in between my thighs. And exhale, rise up. Inhale, sit the hips back. Exhale, drive through those feet to stand. Squeeze your glutes to stand. Inhale, squat. Exhale, rise. And squat. And rise. Squat. And rise. That's 5. Five more. Last 2. And 1. Okay. Go ahead and set those down. So again, you can do your push-ups or you can do a chest press. I'm going to take a drink of water first. going to go for push-ups again. You choose what you like to do. And when you're ready, begin. Try to keep the head in line with the spine. Halfway there, going for 10. Gonna catch my breath. Here we go. Last 2. And child's pose, unless you're on your back. And maybe you set the weights down and bring your knees in towards your chest if you're on your back. Okay. So we've got those hamstring curls with the blanket again. If that didn't work for you, you can do bridge ups like we did at the beginning, where you lay on your back with your knees bent, you lift and lower your bottom. And you could even put some weight onto your hips, a couple of 15-pound dumbbells on your hips to do those. But if you're doing the hamstring curl with a blanket, you don't need any weight. It's really great to use your body weight to do some of these exercises. Okay, so lift the hips. And inhale, push the blanket away from you. And exhale, quick spurt, pull. Bend your knees and pull. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, pull. Inhale, straighten. You're not going to straighten all the way. Pull. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pull. 5 more at your own pace. If it gets too hard, remember you can lower your hips and just dig the heels down and pull that way. You might have to do a few more extra if you've lowered your hips. Hey, and when you're done, your floor will be really clean. Just in that one spot. Okay, very good. I did a few extra since I lowered my hips down. So just making your way up, and you can either do a plank row here, or you can do a tabletop version. It's a single arm row. Grab a 10-pound weight. And since I started the row with my right hand doing the row, I'm going to start with my left hand here. And you can either have your right leg lifted, or you can go into full-on plank. So the goal is to be able to do 10 in a row here. All right, here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And 10. Man, I'll tell you what, I can feel everything working. Front body, back body, so good. We have another side to do, so let's set up for that second side. The left hand is down, the right hand is the one that's holding the weight. And you can have your left leg up if you would like to do that variation. Or come into full-on plank here and begin. That's 5. 10. Probably could have done a couple more, but it's okay, maybe next time, right? Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Exhaling out your air, walk or hop your feet forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to come to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Lovely, so we're going to grab our 2 5-pound weights. These are for overhead presses. So if you want to use 8s, if you have 8s, that's fine. If you want to use 3s to go lower, that's fine. So feet will be about hip distance apart. And you're going to set yourself up so that your palms are facing forward, elbows bent 90 degrees. Try to keep all 10 toes down. So taking a breath in here. As you exhale, lift your heels, straighten your arms. Inhale, lower your heels slowly, bend your elbows about 90 degrees, elbows a little below the shoulders. Exhale, press. Lift the heels, inhale, lower. 15 all together. That's 5. That's 10. Three more. And last one. Woo! Okay, I cheated on that last one. I was so glad to be done with it, I'll tell you. So, let's continue to work the backs or the shoulders, but this time the backs of the shoulders, the rear delts. So, you're going to take your feet wider, a little bit wider than your outer hips, and hinge from your hips. So your knees will be bent, you're kind of sticking your bum out, and the palms facing each other. Retract your shoulders, neutral spine. Exhale, take your arms out into a T shape. Inhale, bring the arms and the hands back to shoulder distance apart. Exhale, reach the arms out. The elbows are kind of pointed up. And inhale, back to starting position. This weight's a little bit too heavy for me. I probably should be using 3s. So I'm not going to do as many since I chose too heavy. So I'll do one more to make 10 repetitions here. But if you chose a lighter weight, feel free to do about 5 more. And once you've finished, then we're going to make our way into a plank position. So we'll forward fold, hands to the floor, and walk the feet back to plank. Push the floor away from you. Stretch back through your heels and forward through your head. Stay with your breath. Fifteen more seconds. want you to have your weight for skull crushers. And so you'll just need one weight for skull crushers as your tricep work on your back, and then have your weight for your pec flies. So that'll be the last two things that we do. So I'm going to have my 2 5s for pec flies. And I'm going to go 1 15-pound weight for skull crushers. So starting with the knees bent, feet on the floor, and grabbing the weight so that I'm holding the outer heads of the dumbbell and arms straight here, elbows above the shoulders the whole time. And I'm using my thumbs to really have a good grip here so I don't drop the weight on my head. So as you bend your elbows 90 degrees, you're really gripping with the thumb, and exhale to straighten the arms. So inhale, bend the elbows 90 degrees, exhale, straighten. That's 5. This is 10. 5 more if you can. Last 2. All right, I'm going to rock and roll up and set that weight down. And trade that out for my 2 5s for pec flies. So I'm going to start off with my palms facing one another, a little micro bend to the elbows. And on the inhale, I'm going to take my arms outwards into a T. So just keeping that micro bend to the elbows. And exhale, close so that the hands are shoulder distance apart. And continuing here. Inhale, opening out. Exhale, close. Exhaling as you bring your hands closer together. My arms are getting quite tired now from all the arm work that we've done. Maybe you're feeling the same way. So maybe 5 more here. It's okay if you can't quite make it to 5. It also depends on the weight you chose today and how tired your arms are. Couple more. Beautiful. Okay, so just going to set those down. So let's finish off with a little bit of leg finishing work here. So we will start on the right side, lying on the right side so that the body is in a straight line. Using the right arm as a pillow to rest the right cheek onto. And it's like I'm standing with my feet, they're flexed here. And you can either have your left fingertips to the floor, hand to the hip, or fingertips reaching towards the sky on this one. And on your exhale, you're going to lift your left leg while keeping all that stability, and inhale to lower back down. Maintaining stability through the trunk, the hips, got a lift of my right waistline a bit away from the floor.
Last 4. And 1. Okay, you can either roll over to do the other side, or you can sit up and flip around. So you're on your left side. Using your left arm as a pillow, straighten the legs, stack the feet and the hips. Either right fingertips on the floor, hand to hip, or fingertips reaching towards the sky, the straight arm, and lift that left waistline here, keeping your core active. And here we go. On the exhale, lift your right leg. Inhale to lower. That's 10. 5 more. 2 and 1. All right. Nicely done. Go ahead and come onto your back. Very good. Just take your arms out into a T shape so the palms are facing the sky. Let's bring the feet so that they're together, but the feet on the floor, the knees together. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, roll to the right hip. Inhale to center. Exhale, roll to the left hip. And continue to follow your breath here as you tick-tock to each side. And coming back to center, reach up and grab the back of your right thigh, straighten your right leg, and pull your right toes towards the shin for hamstring stretch, calf stretch. Take your outer right ankle to your left thigh. Lift the left foot off the floor if that's available to you. I like to grab the shin. It's harder for me to reach my left thigh here, but if you can reach your left thigh, you can grab your left thigh. Good, releasing the feet down to the floor. Reach up and grab the back of your left thigh, straighten your left leg, and flex your left ankle. Hamstring and calf stretch here. And externally rotate the left thigh, bend the left knee, place the ankle to the right thigh. And then you can reach up and grab your left shin or the back of your right thigh with your hands. An outer hip stretch on the left side. And then releasing your right foot, then your left foot to the floor. And make your way up into a seated position. Alright, so I wanted to finish today with kind of a funny inspirational quote. So, I find television very educational. Every time someone turns it on, I go in the other room and read a book. That's from Groucho Marx.
gave me a little laugh because I can relate. So, thank you for joining me today for Warrior Fit. I hope you'll join me again soon for another Warrior Fit class or yoga class. Namaste.